State football. We talked maybe a couple of weeks ago, and we said, where are all the running backs? Running backs should be coming out of the woodwork to play at Ohio State. Well, they have in the last couple of weeks. But before we get that, a big running back was signed this week, which we'll talk about in a minute. But you always put stars next to their names: 3-star, 4-star, 5-star. How does a guy get a star, and how does that change throughout the recruiting season?
Yeah, so all these different recruiting services, there's Rivals, there's ESPN, there's 247 Sports. They all rate these guys on their own. They have evaluators who know the game really well. They're in different spots around the country. There's some national guys. They talk to college coaches. They talk to college recruiting experts. Come up with grades for these guys. And then they move them around. And also, the types of schools that are offering scholarship to these players, that matters too. Because if you're a 3-star player and all of a sudden Clemson, Alabama, Ohio State, and Oklahoma want you, you're probably going to rise up the ranking because you probably were under-evaluated before. So sometimes with Ohio State, it's like, hey, look, they have all these highly rated guys. And it's like, well, yeah, part of the reason they're highly rated is because they're going to Ohio State. But I do think these services, cleveland.com can't do that. I can't do that on my own. These national services do it. They do a good job, and colleges do pay attention to it.
All right, let's take a quick look at the defense as it stacks up now. This is the 2021 recruiting class, and you got 5 Ohioans there. Something new and exciting.
It's a good year for Ohio. Max Sawyer.
Right there's the offense. Now let's take a look at the offense. Anybody jump at you? Treyveon-Henderson from Virginia becomes a 5-star guy. Not a bad pick. And
that's to get Treyveon-Henderson and Evan Pryor. Those are 2 of the top 6 running backs in that class. But you also have to pay attention to Kyle McCord out of Philadelphia. That's a guy that Ryan Day handpicked. He could have had almost any quarterback in this class if he wanted. And he went after Kyle McCord really early. He's a high school teammate of Marvin Harrison Jr. That is the son of the great Colts legend Marvin Harrison. So this Ohio State 2021 class is by far the top class in the country right now. They continue to pile up verbal commitments. But to get Evan Pryor and Treyveon-Henderson, 2 running backs like that in the class, is rare.
Doug, I don't remember an Ohio State team that had 2 equal running backs, 2 equal great running backs. Who am I missing here?
There's not a lot of them. They tried it in 2018 with Mike Weber and J.K. Dobbins, and it didn't work that well. It's funny, the example, and even to go back to their recruiting class, the example that everybody points to in college football is at Georgia with Sony Michel and Nick Chubb. And those were 2 guys who were highly rated recruits in the same class. Both of them picked Georgia. They both were used. They both were effective. And Michelle was a first-round pick, and Chubb was a high second-round pick. So that's sort of the standard of how this can work. And some people think some of these high school running backs, the talk about the hits on your body that you don't want to wear down, that you want to extend your career, maybe they are more open to a timeshare in college because actually it'll save them a little bit of wear and tear for when they do get to the NFL and start making money.